The girl is hot. The AC is on, but for some reason, I am hot. Let's be sure you're recording. Let's get this show on the road. Okay? Okay. Hi, my loves. How you guys doing? Welcome back to this face. Gosh, it feels like it's been a long while. Maybe. No, I think for posting, it doesn't feel like it's that long, but for actually filming a sit-down video, it's been a while. It's probably over a month now, almost 2 months that I've sat down here to film a sit-down video. I feel like I've just been doing vlogs or like videos on the go, basically. So anyways, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to this face. If this is your first time, do not make it your last. Join the family. We're all about fashion, lifestyle, and general nonsense. For today's video, I'm bringing you guys something that I didn't even think of. It wasn't part of my plans. It wasn't part of the ideas I had for YouTube videos. You guys suggested this. Like, I got a lot of comments of people, not just one person actually. I thought it was going to be like, because the first person commented about it, and I thought like, okay, it's not that serious, it's just one person, until I received at least like 3 or 4 on Instagram as well, telling me you need to make a video talking about like tips you need for traveling, like how to plan your travel, activities to do, how to create content, where to go to. And even in the past, people have actually asked me questions like, how do you like figure out places to go to and things to do when you travel? Like, people will be like, it's not the same. Let me assume maybe I go to Senegal. They'll be like, it's not the same Senegal I went to that you went to. It's not the same London that I went to that you went to. How come you're able to try these other different things that I probably did not see when I traveled? Like, how did you do it? So I am here for all that information. So this video is basically going to be the tips I use when I travel. I am not a professional in any way. I am not a travel agent in any way. In fact, I don't even consider myself a frequent flyer. I know people that travel more than me. I know people that are solely travel vloggers or travel bloggers. I am not that. I just travel for fun. So I'm not being paid to travel. I don't know the ins and outs of traveling. I don't know how to help you like save costs as much as people that is their real job, like this is what they do, right? So I don't know if you get that kind of information from me, but like I said, I'm here to just show you guys things I do, how I get content to film, how I get places to go to, activities, just how I plan for my trip, how I have my itinerary. I do this, I do that, and it feels like my holiday is filled with a lot of activities every day. So that's what I'm here to give you people. Okay, are you people ready for it? Let's get started. The first thing I'll say is you have to decide when you want to travel. I know I've mentioned this in some of my videos where I'm like, some of my travel might seem like, oh, I'm just up, let's go. Yeah, some of them are like that. I'm not even going to lie. Some of them are very impromptu. But my proper travel, like, you know, like when I say I'm traveling for my birthday or like, you know, proper travel, summer trip, you have to sit down and plan it. You cannot just be up in and believing. No, unless an emergency, maybe medical emergency, or you know, things like that where you have no choice, just have to up and go. That's fine. When you're planning to have a good time, like a proper vacation, I do not plan it. No, I plan it a year before. So the first thing I'll ask, or the first thing I tell myself is, okay, as I am this year now, what countries do I want to visit next year? That's how I plan my trips. Like this year now, it's not too early to start planning your trips. As I am now, I'm like, okay, for next year, what are the countries I want to visit? So I think that's the first thing you should ask yourself. Like, when do you want to travel? Do you want to travel middle of next year, beginning of next year, end, summer, for my birthday? You decide when you want to travel. So when I figure that out, I'll be like, okay, and I'll do it based on, well, the good thing is that I don't have a 9 to 5, but I think this is even good even for those that have a 9 to 5, because you guys, at least when I was working my 9 to 5, I knew that you had like a time you can choose when you can go and leave, right? I know how we have public holidays, so we kind of know our calendar and know like when we're going to be available. So I think it's even easier that way, where you plan it like ahead, where you're like, okay, we have holidays here, we have public holidays, I have my leave this time, so you know when you're going to be available to travel. But anyway, someone like me, I don't have a 9 to 5, so I don't have any proper schedule that I'm like, oh, I have to follow. So it's easier for me. So I can just say, okay, for my birthday, that one is very frequent. Almost all my birthdays, I think since I turned 16 and I left this country, I think I've celebrated my birthday just twice in this country. Probably 2 times or 3 times, I don't know, since I turned 16. All my birthdays I'm looking for where to go to, what city, what country. Where when I was in school, I was looking for cities to go to in the UK. Where will we go? Like, I don't like staying in one place for my birthday. I just feel like I enjoy traveling more than sitting down and throwing a party. So I think I've done like maybe 1 dinner or 2 dinners in Nigeria, maybe 1 house party where I met my husband. Probably those are the only birthdays I've celebrated here in Nigeria. Anyway, so my birthdays, I know that I'm usually going to travel. So now I've already finished celebrating this birthday. I'm already thinking next year birthday. Where are we going to go to? Yes, so that is number one point. Decide when you want to travel, so that way you can figure out your schedule, plan it, make sure you don't have anything blocking you that period you're available for traveling. The next thing I'm going to ask myself is, what kind of country do I want to go to? This is very vital though. It's very important because there's so many factors to this question. Number one, you're going to ask yourself, do you want to go to an African country? Because it's way different. The process for going to an African country is way different from going to like a proper UK, US, Singapore, Japan. Is very different. And again, even with African countries, do I want to go to visa on arrival, no visa? The process for visa is easy to do. You have to decide it. And another factor to consider is, how far is the country? Like, is this somewhere that is very far? Is it going to take up like a day, 2 days before I get there? Is it something that is just down the road? Is it just like a Ghana just beside me here? Is it like a Senegal? Things like that. Another thing why I ask what countries is that if I'm doing like African countries or countries that I know that are close to each other, I usually do 2 at the same time. So I'll just be like how I did Senegal and Morocco. I'm like, okay, they're close, I can just do 2 at the same time since they're close. But if you're going somewhere far, you can't be doing 2 at the same time. You have to focus on just that one place. I'm asking all these questions because that's going to determine how much I'm going to bring out and say this is for my travel. So if you look at yourself that year and you know that you're not going to make that much money, or you don't have enough money to travel, you respect yourself and choose maybe like an African country, something that is more affordable. The visa process is not that bad. Some of them you don't even need visas for. All of that. You consider all of that. So for example, if you say you want to go to, like someone like me, I have my UK visa and my US visa. I always have those 2 visas. Like once they expire, I always go to renew them. So countries that involve UK, US visas, I don't have issues with that because I know that I always have visas for that. But any other country that involves me, getting new visas, I have to sit down and think about it and be like, okay, what is the process? How difficult is it? For example, I've always wanted to go to South Africa, but I'm always hearing stories that the visa for South Africa is just difficult. And I don't like stress. Maybe one day when I'm ready for the stress, I'll now decide to go through that process. But I don't like visa processes that are just stressful. So that's why I have not gone to South Africa yet. So I look at things that I know that they're more straightforward to get, like no stress, and it's not that expensive to get as well too. That's the next thing I usually ask myself. What kind of country do I want to go to? What country have I not been to before? Because these days I want to try new countries. I don't want to be going to the same countries. I know we're very used to it. People travel a lot, but they travel to the same countries: US, UK, US, UK, US, UK, Canada, US, UK, the same thing. And I'm just trying to visit other countries or other cities in maybe the same country I've been to, but let me just try new things, not the same thing over and over again. So I try to avoid countries I've been to before, and I just try new countries. The next thing we're going to be doing is research. This is where research comes in. Research here means flight tickets. How much is it on an average? Mind you, we're not trying to book it yet. We're just trying to find out how much, because that is even going to help you determine, should I really go to this country? You start doing your research online. There's so many websites. There's Waka Now, there's Travel Better, right? I know there are websites that you can usually find like flight tickets, or you can even go to the airline website, Turkish Airline, Emirates, whatever. Go and find out the prices. So you check the prices for the airline to know like the budget, the average. You check hotels as well. I love checking my hotels from booking.com. That is like my go-to for checking my hotels. So you even see like the kind of hotels they have, the kind of accommodations, because I'm a sucker for good accommodations. Like I don't mind going to that country with bicycle. I really don't care about my mode of transportation. But you see the accommodation, I am very particular about the kind of accommodation I'm going to stay in. Anyway, so I check the prices and all of that. Check the prices for the visa fee as well, the process like I said. So do like an extensive research. I do this without an agent. Most times I travel, I really don't use agents. I just use agents to get my tickets. For some of them, not even all of them, I just use an agent to get my tickets, but sometimes I get it directly. So I'm not really into I have an agent, I must use an agent. I do most of the things myself. Like I said, my accommodation, my activities, I plan everything myself because I enjoy doing it, and because I've been used to it for a long while. But obviously if I get an agent that will give me exactly what I want, wonderful. But I just never gravitate towards getting someone that will arrange everything for me. I enjoy the process as well, and this is where Instagram as in comes in play. I go on Instagram like there's no tomorrow. I search for hashtags, even TikTok as well, even YouTube. Check accommodations in so and so places. What do they look like? activities to do, and if you realize that it's dead based on what you're searching, I will not go to that city, I will not go to that country, because if I'm not seeing anything popping up like things to do, I'm not seeing people taking nice pictures of the place, I'm not seeing nice reviews, videos, I just will not go there. So that is where research comes in. Like, I do a lot of research just to find out an average of how much I'm going to be spending. So when I check all of that and I'm like, okay, yes, this is falling within my budget. You know, like I said, if you say, okay, for example, you have 1 million to travel, let's use one, because you can, trust me, you can travel with 1M. 1M can cover your ticket, accommodation, your feeding, transport. It really can. So if you tell yourself, oh, I brought out 1M, I want to travel with 1 million, you have to work within that budget, right? So when you check your flight tickets, maybe you now see flight tickets, especially when you're booking it a year before, you're seeing 200k ticket return, you're seeing 100 and something k, depending on the country, like I said. So you already said, okay, 200 and something k for my flight. Then you now start looking at accommodation. Like I said, I rather spend more on accommodation. So let me say I bring out another 500k on accommodation. And another thing means that I am not a long traveler. Like, I don't like traveling for a long period of time. Anything that passes 5 days, I start falling sick. Like, it doesn't sit well with me. So usually it's always 4 nights, 5 nights, 3 nights sometimes. So the accommodation is usually not that bad. So let me say I bring out 500k for my accommodation. That is already 700k. So I have 300k. 300k is now for maybe visa fee and feeding and all of that, right? Activities. So everything you're doing has to be within your budget. Are you hearing me? So budgeting is very important, and make sure you don't pass that budget. If you feel like the country you're choosing is going to pass your budget, choose another country. We have so many countries. God, we have so many countries in this world to visit. Like I said, unless you have enough money to sort out everything. The next thing I do when I figure out, okay, everything is working within my budget and everything, the next thing I do is to start booking stuff. I start booking stuff. I'll book my ticket. For visas, it depends on the country you're going to. Some visas you can wait till last minute and you book it and you get it immediately, like I said with the Morocco one. But there's some you have to book early just in case they bounce you. I am so fortunate and I am so lucky to have never been denied visa in my life. And I always say it every time, the moment they deny me visa in this my life, I feel like I'm going to get into a proper depression. I'm going to cry because I don't want to experience that. I just feel like, how can you reject me? What did I do? Why are you rejecting? I just want to go to your country and have a good time, right? So, but I always advise, do your visas earlier just in case they deny you, so you can reapply as well again. So yeah, that aside, so book your ticket, book your reservation for your hotel. With booking.com you don't have to pay, and I usually select hotels where you have free cancellation. So even if you decide to change your mind, or you decide not to stay in the hotel, or you decide not to travel, you can always cancel without any fees or anything taken from your bank account, because they will need your card details. So but I always choose free cancellation. Make sure you choose free cancellation. So yeah, I always book my reservations, because I promise you, once it's getting the time of when you're traveling and you go and start booking rooms, it will be way expensive. So if I'm traveling next year, I promise you I book my hotel reservation this year. So that way it's way cheaper. They're giving me better deals, greater deals. Sometimes they're even doing like a promo, you have a discount, whatever. So I just get that and hold it down and know that it is reserved for me, right? So I do that. Like I said with ticket as well, if you book your ticket way earlier, it's going to be way cheaper. We already know that. So go to all these websites, book your ticket if you can, or if you have an agent, I'll book it. Sometimes I compare prices, like I check on the website, and sometimes my agents are actually more, like they're cheaper than getting it on the website actually. So I just go with my agent, I'm like, just get a ticket for me, you're way cheaper, let me hold it down. Next thing I'll advise you do is go on Instagram again. Instagram is the major tool I use. I promise you, Instagram, go to the city hashtag or the country hashtag and you'll see a lot of content. Google will not give you what you're looking for. No, Instagram will give you what you're looking for, because now we are at a day and age where people travel solely for content. So if you're actually looking for activities, you have to go to a platform where people travel to show you what they go there to do. Google will not do that for you. So go on Instagram, search the hashtag, and you see a lot of things to do in that city based on the content people have already created. So you get inspiration from that. So that is what I do. I go on Instagram, I'm like hashtag Marrakesh, bruh. You will be overwhelmed with activities. So that way you now find out, okay, this is this. Then you now go on Google to find out how much it is, because Google is now where you're going to see like a proper full review. Okay, how much you pay, you know, go to like TripAdvisor, things like that. But at least you get your inspiration from Instagram. So if you're wondering how I'm able to come up with activities, Instagram is your friend. That is what I do. Like, I have the time, I really do. And like I said, because I don't do it last minute, so I have a whole year to just take my time. I'm not under any pressure, I'm not overwhelmed. Just whenever I have time, I go on my phone, I check, I'm like, and And the next thing on this list, which is very interesting and what I enjoy doing, is shopping. Because yeah, people say spend your money traveling, not on material things, but what are we wearing? What are we wearing though when we get there? We have to give them, you know. So the same thing with shopping as well. You start shopping small. So now you know the activities you're going to be doing. You know that you're going to have dinner here, you're going to do this activity, you're going to do that. You start shopping based on that. You guys are already same with my other travels, where it feels like I'm matching I'm matching the location. Because in my head I'm like, this place we're going to, this outfit will go well with it. Oh, this one we're doing. So I take my time and I order my outfits like months before, and I have it and I'm like, okay, yes, this is for this is for that, I'm definitely traveling with this. And that's how I do my shopping. So I go on different websites, order. I'm not under any pressure, it must come tomorrow. It can even take a month, 2 months, no problem, because I have time. And I start planning my outfits so early. Next thing and the last thing I'm going to be covering here is packing. And you know, like I said, whatever it is you're going to wear for different activities, how it's going to be, this one, that one. Packing, you have to check your kg, how much you're allowed, how many boxes you're allowed to go with. Once you figure that out, you can decide what you're going with. I've told you guys before, I'm the kind of person that writes down every outfit for every, like, I am that detailed. I just cannot help it. It's the kind of person I am. So I'll be like, on Monday, we're going to do this. I'm going to wear this. I promise you. I'm not even lying. It's that deep. So that's why it looks so organized. And so it doesn't just happen overnight. You have to plan your trip, because like I told you guys, I'm there for just 4 days. I'm there for just 5 days. I can't just be winging stuff. Like, we have passed winging stuff. Let's stop winging stuff, please. So I literally write down a whole list. I'll be like, okay, so Monday we'll go here, I'll wear this, I'll do this, I'll do this. Tuesday I'll do, and that way. And I even put in time for rest. Like, I'll be like, okay, after doing this activity from this to this time, from this to this time, I'll rest. So the whole trip is not about activity, creating content. You put in time for 5 hours we're going to sleep, we're going to rest, we're going to gist, we're going to do whatever it is. Enjoy it, take in the moment, right? So it's not about just pictures, let's go, no, you have to enjoy your holiday. And these are the things that you're not going to see online, on social media, on YouTube, because people think that you don't enjoy your trip. Of course, there's many things that happens that I just show you guys maybe 50%. The remaining 50% is like things that I don't even think of recording, I don't even think of showing. I just live in the moment, right? So when you're packing for your trip, you have to write down a list of everything. Be like, okay, these are things I'm doing, this is what I'm going to be wearing, and you pack it. It's easy for you to pack, put everything together, carry everything you need to carry, check in, you know, before it's time so you don't miss your flight, get to the airport early. We already know all those kind of things. But yeah, that is what makes my travel so successful. And what I always advise, like I said, if you have 1 million to travel, I won't even lie to you, add another 500k on top, just in case. I don't know if you guys remembered my Maldives trip, for example, when my husband paid for my birthday trip to go to the Maldives, that we had this underlining costs that we didn't see when we were booking the hotel. We didn't think of the fact that you needed to pay for the flight from the airport to the island. And we're like, okay, everything is covered with the accommodation. It's a lie. So things like that you don't even consider. If we didn't have that extra money on top, we're like, okay, anyhow, even if we have this budget, just carry money just in case. We'll just be looking at them, they're looking at us like we wouldn't know what to do. So I'll definitely advise, whatever your budget is, just carry extra money just in case. You don't have to use it, but just in case something happens. So you might have this extra cost of, you might pay for this, pay for that. You know how it is with country. They'll tell you, you might see the price of the room. When you get there, they'll tell you, taxes. Vegas does that a lot. The room can be $100, but by the time you're paying for the room, it's $300. They'll tell you the rest is taxes. A night tax, this one tax, living here, sleeping, bruh. I remember, I can't forget my Vegas trip. The thing shocked us. We're like, where are these taxes coming from? So some cities or some countries are like that as well, to where you feel like, you know the price, and when you get there, they'll say, tax. So just carry extra money for sure, so you don't get stranded. Another thing again I would give you guys just to chip in there is that I rarely travel with too much cash. I just travel with cash where I can pay for my transport, you know, go there just in case. I usually go with my card because I hate declaring things. I don't like anything to declare, come this side. I don't like all those things. So I'm not even a cash person. I don't like carrying cash on me like that. So if you have a way to have all these cards where you can, maybe prepaid cards you can use abroad, or if you have like a UK card or a US card, perfect. Put your money inside that card and go there and enjoy your life. When you get there, you change your money. But going just a knock at a sim like this, I'm carrying $10,000 cash, $20,000 cash. You will not see me. It's not possible. Maybe I'll be with $500. I'll be holding like this just in case of anything. Do you understand? So I know that's one thing I do, and people find it weird, but I'm just more comfortable knowing that my money is in the card. Like, I don't want stress. I really don't want. I don't want to. I've never experienced theft, like someone stole my money or someone stole from my box as well. Another thing is true. Now we're talking about boxes. It's very important the kind of box you travel with. I don't even know how this is part of what we're talking about, but I'm just saying it because I've heard a lot of people complain that they stole from their boxes. Buy boxes that are very difficult to steal from. I feel like with my kind of box, before you steal from itself, they'll catch you, because you have to open it fully. You cannot put hand and steal from my box. It's not possible. You have to find the code, open it, lay it down on the floor, open it well. By the time they see you doing it, like, do you understand? But if you have all these normal boxes where you just put your fingers, you don't even need pen these days. Just if you have long nails, just chook on the zip and you open it and steal what you want to steal. That's really a problem. Number two, I don't travel with my laptop. I don't travel with gadgets. The only thing I travel with is my camera. My camera is in my handbag. Anytime I travel with my hand luggage. That's where I keep all my valuables, like my bags, my jewelry. You guys, I've talked about it before, so I don't check in. What I check in are things that even if anything happens, I'm like, deuces, I cannot be bothered. So I don't check in my bags and all those things into my just my clothes, and it's fine. But still, I've not experienced that. I've not experienced them stealing my laptop or stuff like that, like I said, because I do not travel with my laptop. You will not see me bringing a laptop, iPad. I don't have time for that. So that's why I don't edit when I'm traveling, because it's called a vacation for a reason. I'm not traveling with my laptop or any gadgets and all of that. So that definitely has helped me. And yeah, that's basically all the tips I can think of when it comes to traveling. If there's anything I forgot to mention, as always, ask me in the comment section. But I feel like these are the main things you guys should look out for, or these are the things I look out for when I'm trying to travel. Know when I'm traveling, where I'm traveling to, follow the processes, book everything, book all the activities. Instagram is your best friend. Google is your friend as well for reviews. You're packing, you have to plan everything, plan your outfits, shop on time, book everything on time. And when it's time to travel, you're good to go. You're not panicking, you're not forgetting anything. And whatever your budget is, just add something on top just in case something else comes up. And you're good to go. I am here screaming out to all of you, please travel. If you have the opportunity and you have the money to travel, please travel. Go to Ghana. Go to, like, there's so many countries you can go to that are visa free, that are so affordable to go to. Just go in and I promise you, you'll feel better. Breathing in new air, meeting new people, cultures, trying new things out. Your head will just be opening, your mind will be opening. You'll just become a better person, I promise you. I hope I'm able to answer all your questions when it comes to travel tips. And like I said, if there's something I missed or if there's any question you still want to ask me, comment. I'll be there. I'm going to answer all your questions. Thank you guys so much as always, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.